Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a good day, night, hell, lunch, whatever time zone you're in. And when you see this, I hope you're having a good one. Kito Ballard here, and I am here to help you learn a little bit about how to import your own custom, custom thrown objects out into VTuber Plus. So basically, if you ever wanted to actually have your own stuff, you can easily port it in and do this kind of stuff. But how you view it. So let's actually learn how to do so. So what is it do you need? Well, you need Unity. Unity 2019 431F1 to be exact. So you can use some of the other ones a little bit below this, but I highly recommend this version, especially if you're already using it in VR chat. From here, yours would probably look a little different than mine. But from here, I've already imported some items. I'm going to go ahead and actually delete this stuff so I can teach you how to do it. Let's go ahead and delete all of this. Normally, when you create a new Unity project, it'll look something like this. No assets and nothing in your hierarchy. How do we do that? Simple. First things first is you go over and grab your SDK that you downloaded. Drag and drop it into the Unity project, usually in the assets. When you do, when you flip back, it'll ask if you want to import stuff. So, just go ahead and do so. And it's going to do its Unity magic mumbo jumbo stuff. But when it's done, up there at the very top, you'll notice a new menu option. It'll be labeled VTuber Plus. Here is all your extra menu options. This is where the fun comes. Now, let's add a new object to your VTuber Plus. Go and get your object. I have pills. But first, before I actually add it, I almost forgot. Over here in the assets, right-click it and tell it to create a new folder. It'll create a new folder right here. Change this to user item. Doing so will allow the SDK to actually do its job properly. Open that folder up, and you'll notice it says there's nothing in here. Now, let's flip back and grab the pills. Your item can be whatever it is, but we're using pills as an example. Drop it into here. Unity will do its song and dance to import it. I'm also going to drag the sound effect file into here because I forgot to do so. Now, let's go ahead and move these down to the base level real quick. There we go. So, how do we actually get it into a usable state? Grab your FBX, or Blend, or OBJ, whatever it is, but I highly recommend FBXs or objects, and put it up here into your hierarchy. Make sure that its position is 0, 0, 0. Now you can actually pull it up a little bit, but that's for a different reason. Oops, I told it to save instead of undo. So, it's looking a little bland. I'm going to go ahead and put my materials on here. That looks a little better. So, now how do we do it turn it into an item that we can throw at people? Go up here, VTuber Plus, convert to a throw item. When done, it'll automatically assign all these items in the inspector. Oh, I did forget to say a step. Make sure you click the item before telling it to become one of these. Else, if you don't, it'll tell you, oh hey, there's nothing selected, you fool. I'm the fool, by the way. Sometimes it'll automatically give it a mesh collider. I recommend actually changing this. So the triple dots, go ahead and click that and tell it remove. You don't always have to do this, but like I said, I recommend changing it to a capsule collider. Down here, tell it add component. Change it to a capsule collider. Now you see this green line. This is the collider that the app will read when it tries to hit your character's head. Down here, you notice there's a Edit Collider button. we're going to be needing to do that because this capsule's way too big. So we'll click this, and then it'll add these little squares on the tips of these sections. So let's go ahead and edit this to make sure it fits our little pill bottle. Of course, I'm not going to be very accurate on this, but, you know, I just wanted to make it look nice, at least for my own specifics. You know, you can always make yours look as ugly or as beautiful as it is. It's your baby. And there we go. Now we have a capsule surrounding our pill bottle. When this is thrown, the program will read all of these angles and go, hey, this should bounce off. Next up, scroll up until you find your audio source. You notice an audio clip right here, there isn't one. There's two ways to do this. You can click the little circle here, and it pulls up this little window. That's cool and all. But sometimes if your project's full of them, it's probably best just to grab your item and drag and drop right here. And now you got your audio file attached to your object. What next? Up here, grab your item and then put it down here into your folder. It's going to ask you if you want to create a prefab. Tell it to be an original prefab. It'll automatically select the prefab. It's going to name the item after whatever the item up there is called. Let's rename this. A single click usually does it. Change this to prefab. Why? With the SDK, it's going to go, when you tell it to build, it's going to run through a list and go, okay, each of these folders that's in the user item, is it actually prefab? If it is, make an asset out of it. Since we are actually done, let's go ahead and make this as an asset. When clicked, Unity will do this little song and dance. It's a little bit of wizardry, but once it's done, it pops up this lovely window. Whoop, I blocked my camera. When you do so, click in here, and here's your pills. Make sure that it has file as its file type. If you have file extensions turned on, it will not have an extension at all. What we're going to do now is go over to VTuber Plus. In there, go to VTuber Plus data. Yours won't have this copy, but it's because it's my items. Go to user item, and since this is a thrown item, go to throw item. Drag and drop this into here. Afterwards, let's restart my VTuber Plus and see if this works. Alright, so now that we're back in VTuber Plus, let's go ahead and throw an object at me. Ow. Ah! And there you go. Pill bottles. But what about... Ow. But what about sticky items, such as this? Well, that's also easy. Well, actually, this is a box type, but anyways, that's beside the point. So, this is also just as easy. Let's go ahead and take our pill bottle, but let's make a new one. Let's go ahead and delete all of our stuff that we did. Now, we normally would just drag and drop this back into here like so. I just realized I don't have myself turned on. There we go. Now, normally you would just drag and drop it back into your Unity project like you did with your throw item. Problem is, I want this to land on the bottom of the bottle, not the top. When the program drops the item, it drops it this way, not like this. So, what we're gonna do is gonna come up here and right-click anywhere inside this and tell it to create create empty. If you notice, this is now a game object. drag and drop the pills into the game object. Let's go ahead and rename this to Sticky. Here, we can now go ahead... Oh, let me do what last thing. I forgot to check to see if it was zeroed out. It wasn't. There we go. Now we can just put this back inside. Perfecto. Now, here we grab the pill bottle and we'll go ahead and rotate it 180 degrees. Now this will actually fall downwards like that. But this still doesn't have its sticky thing, does it? We're going to go ahead and click the game object named Sticky here. VTuber Plus, convert to a sticky drop item. VTuber Plus SDK doesn't know what this object is, so it created a sphere collider. We're going to go ahead and work with that for right now. We'll go ahead and resize this to make it fit our bottle somewhat. We don't have to make it perfect, obviously. In this case, since it's only going to land on one spot, we're just going to make it like this. Done. We're going to go ahead and put the pill sound effect back onto this device, and then turn this back into a prefab, just like we did before. This time, it actually didn't ask if we wanted to make a prefab. Let me do one thing real quick. I need to add that. There we go. And now we'll create a new prefab. We'll rename this again to prefab and export it. Of course, it's going to do its song and dance again and pop up a new window. Now we got our pills again. Come back into our VTuber Plus, but go to Sticky Drop Item. Drag and drop this into the Sticky folder. We'll go ahead and restart our VTuber Plus. And we click drop. Ow. And there we go. Now we have a sticky pill bottle. It's a little big. I can shrink it down later, but that's besides the point. This is just a tutorial on how to actually get this stuff into, well, into VTuber Plus. I hope this actually helped you. If you have any questions, please feel free to either let me know in the Discord, or hell, right down below. I'll do my best to help you out. Either way, I hope you guys have a good one, and as always, keep it cool, everyone. Bye!